video is to help you with number 6 on CR Helper number 26. Miss Connor gives you an example where she's going to have you reflecting a point over the y-axis. I believe on your actual CR, it's reflected over the x-axis. So let's take a look at what she'd like us to do. It says, what set of ordered pairs indicate a reflection across the y-axis? And she breaks it down for us. She says, step 1, label the y-axis. So that's exactly what I will do. This is your y-axis. This axis right here is called your y-axis. I might as well also label my x-axis. This axis is your x-axis. Right in the center is the origin. Then she says, mark each ordered pair to determine if they truly are a reflection across the y-axis. So we're going to start with letter A, 2, 5, and 2, negative 5. So if I want to plot the point 2, 5, I start at the origin. 2, 5 says 2 to the right and 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. 2 to the right and 5 up is that lovely point right there. So that is the point 2, 5. That point is in the first quadrant. If I reflect over the y-axis, if I'm going to take this and flip it over that y-axis, that point's going to end up in the second quadrant. Let's hope the other point she has us plot for letter A ends in the second quadrant. Let's take a look. She wants us to plot 2, negative 5. So I would start at the origin. 2, negative 5 says 2 to the right, and this time 5 down. Ooh, 2, negative 5 is actually in the fourth quadrant. Guess what that's a reflection over? If you really look at where your x-axis is. This point is 5 above that x-axis, and this point is 5 below. Letter A actually represents a reflection across that x-axis. Ooh, let's hope it's letter B. Let me erase letter A. Oh, sorry about that. Let me actually erase letter A. And we'll move on to letter B. All right, so now she'd like us to plot 4, 2. That again will be in the first quadrant. I start at the origin, I move 4 to the right and 2 up, and plot that beautiful point, 4, 2. We know if it's going to be reflected across the y-axis, she's going to flip that point over the y-axis, you're going to end up here in the second quadrant. So let's hope we do. Then she tells us to plot negative 4, negative 2. So if we start at the origin, negative 4 says we move 4 left, and negative 2 says we move 2 down. Oh gosh, this is certainly not a reflection across the y-axis. That's negative 4, negative 2. That's not in the second quadrant, that's way down in the third quadrant. That doesn't have a shot. Ooh, I hope it's letter C. Let's plot the points for letter C. All right, we're going to plot 1, 4. That means start at the origin. 1 means move 1 to the right. 4 means move 4 up. That's the point 1, 4. And now, to be a reflection over the y-axis, it's going to land somewhere here in the second quadrant. Ooh, she has us plotting 4, 1. 4 to the right and 1 up. Nope, that's certainly not a reflection across that y-axis. That point's still in the first quadrant. So there's the point 4, 1. 4 to the right of the origin, 1 up, but certainly that's not a reflection. They're both in the first quadrant. It's gotta be letter D. Let's try for letter D. Oh, fingers crossed. All right, let's plot 3, 2, and then negative 3, 2. So if I'm going to plot 3, 2, I'm going to start at the origin, go 3 to the right, 2 up. That's the point 3, 2. Then I'm going to plot the ordered pair negative 3, 2. Starting at the origin, I'm going to go 3 left and 2 up. Yay! -3, 2. If I look now over that y-axis, our first point was 1, 2, 3 units to the right of the y-axis, and our second point was 1, 2, 3 units to the left of that y-axis. That is a beautiful reflection over the y-axis. Again, on your actual CR, you need to reflect over the x-axis, but I hope that helped.